Everybody's day going today. Mine is going fantastic. And we are going to be doing my divisional round of the playoff predictions. Thank you for everybody who watched last week's. And if you did watch last week, you know I went 3-3, which is not the best I've went in the wild card. It's probably one of the worst I went in the wild card. For this game, I had the Bills beating the Broncos. Yeah, that game kind of hurt a little bit, but Buffalo I knew was the better team. And I was just happy to be in the playoffs this year. So, yes, my Broncos lost 31-7. But you know what? I'm optimistic about it. And then for the other game, this game, we're just going to go down the Madden order. For the Eagles and the Packers, I thought the Packers defense played really well. Jordan Love, 3 interceptions. That was not a great game for Jordan Love. And it was a pretty pedestrian like offense for the Eagles, too, compared to their usual. So, like, what's the stats on this one? Jalen Hurts, what, 131, 2 touchdowns. AJ Brown only had 1 catch. Oh, I didn't realize Saquon Barkley ran for 100 yards. AJ Brown had 1 catch and was caught reading a book on the sideline. But I got that game right, so we're all cool there. And then Steelers and Ravens, I had the Ravens in that game, so I got that game right. That was Steelers fans have to be mad. They're in the worst place you could be as a football team. They're just all right. They were never bad enough to get a high draft pick, never good enough to go past the wild card round of the playoffs. It has to suck to be a Steelers fan. Russ had a decent game. He kind of shit the bed in the first half, and then the second half he threw 2 touchdowns. George Pickens with his post game interview. I think it was post game interview where it was like, "Did you see something from the offense?" He's like, "Yeah." Did it? Was it better? And he's like, "Nah." I think he's a drama queen. I think he's gonna be out of Pittsburgh this offseason. Lamar had a pretty good game. Derrick Henry had a very good game. And then Bucks Commanders, I got this one wrong. I had the Bucks. The Commanders won on a doink field goal. That was a fun game to watch. I hate that Baker Mayfield's fumble is what cost him the game because I love Baker Mayfield, but at the end of the day, he made the mistake and Commanders were able to win off of that. I got this game wrong. The Texans beat the Chargers, and you guys can flame me all you want in the comment section. I did not think there was any way in hell Houston would have won. But Justin Herbert probably played his worst career game. What, he had 3 picks? 4 picks. He had the same exact amount of picks in this one game than he had all season. He didn't play good. Fucking Texans got a 2 point conversion on 2 points off of blocking a kick. I mean, I don't remember the last time I've seen that to begin with. And they blocked the kick and returned it for a 2 point conversion for the Texans. And then they had that pick six, and I think did they have a pick six and a fumble six? They scored twice on defense, didn't they? I just did not think I didn't think Texans had a chance in hell in this game, and they proved me wrong. Oh, they only had that pick. They only had a fumble six, I'm pretty sure. And in this game, I was really iffy on Rams and Vikings. I thought Rams would win it, but I wouldn't have been surprised if I thought the Vikings would win it, and I chose the Vikings, but I wouldn't have been surprised if the Rams won it. Rams destroyed them. Their Vikings offense looked abysmal the last two weeks against the Rams and against the Lions, and I think Sam Darnold might have lost a cool 20 million for his next deal. So that's kind of unfortunate for him. And now it makes the Vikings think, are they going to try out with JJ next year? Or are they going to keep Darnold again next year? That's going to be an interesting thing to see. So let's go on to my predictions for this week. This week, I'm going to sound like I'm going for Texans and Chiefs. I'm going to go the Chiefs because I think they just they've had the last 2 weeks off, time to rest. Texans haven't had that time. Sorry for that. Texans haven't had a time. The Chiefs had 2 weeks to rest. I think the Chiefs will come in, win this game. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans came out and win it, especially if they play like they did last week against the Chargers. If that defense steps up like they did last week, I think the Texans can win. But earlier in the season, what was it? Oh, week 16 is when, or was, yeah, Texans and Chiefs, week 16. Patrick threw one, CJ threw 2 and 2 on the interceptions and touchdowns. Joe Mixon didn't have a great run game, and I don't think the Texans offense works without Joe Mixon running the ball. Tank Dell isn't going to be available, so they just have Nico Collins. I'm going to go the Chiefs, but I wouldn't be the surprise if the Texans can find a way to pull this out, because I slept on them last week. I ain't going to sleep on them again. And then we come on out with the next game is the Lions and Commanders. I honestly don't. I think Jaden Daniels surprised me last week, but I don't see how they beat the Lions. Better defense than Tampa, better offense than Tampa. Instead of just trying to find a way to guard Mike Evans and Bucky Irving, now they got to guard Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tim Patrick, Jamison Williams, and then that doesn't even count the running back and Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't see a way the Lions lose this game unless their defense is more hurt than I remember it being. But I'm going to go Lions. Eagles and Rams. Sorry, I keep yawning. Eagles and Rams are the next game I want to talk about. I think the Eagles probably. I think I'm going to go Eagles, but Rams are probably the scariest team to go against in the postseason this year. Matthew Stafford's good. Their defense is young. Their defense is playing very well for being led by 2 rookies. Puka's good. What Cooper Cup are we going to get is my only question. But I think the Eagles have good DBs and Darius Slay. If unless he's still injured, I know he went out last week's game, but I'm pretty sure he came back against the Packers. But they got Darius Slay, Cooper DeJean, Mitchell. I don't remember his first name, but Mitchell, who's been very solid this year. I just think the Eagles have a better defense than the Rams do, and I do think the Rams have a I think the Rams have an advantage in everything, but the Rams don't have a mobile quarterback, and so Saquon's better than Williams. So I think I'm going to give the edge just based off of Jalen Hurts' athleticism and Saquon Barkley. I'm going to give him an edge over the Rams. So I'm going to go Rams beating. I'm going to go Eagles beating the Rams. And this is going to be the hardest game for me to predict. Buffalo played a great game last week. Baltimore played a great game last week. Two MVP candidate players going head to head. I think Buffalo is going to win the game. I really do think Buffalo is going to win. But this is going to be a dogfight. This is going to be a war. I think these are the two best teams in the AFC, and they're going head to head in the divisional round. I think it's going to be a great game. But at the end of the day, I do have the Bills having the edge over the Ravens. So I have the Chiefs over the Texans, Lions over the Commanders, Bills over the Ravens, and Eagles over the Rams. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your guys' prediction is down below, and I will see you guys on the next one. See ya.